Running Windows Powershell Scripts simply opens it in the editor. I have a Windows Powershell script that works fine in the interactive editor. The script is a simple one-line SQL cmd, ye. When I enter that at the PowerShell command prompt, it works fine. I save it in a PS1 file and try to run it from the cmd prompt by typing /filename.ps1, it opens it in Notepad, and does not execute it. I then try to run it as a command like this. And that says S missing parameter. Any suggestions on getting this to run right? I read something somewhere about Windows execution policy and was wondering if it was something like that. Operating system is Windows XP, SB2.
Run reget it. Change the value of the default attribute to 0. The possible values are following: 0, execute, edit, open in PowerShell eyes, open in Notepad. For security reasons, Microsoft set the default action to open.
I realize that this question is already answered, but if you really want to run /filename, PS1, there's a way to do it. Part 1, get PowerShell location. Open Start greater than all programs greater than accessories greater than Windows PowerShell. Right-click Windows PowerShell shortcut. Left-click Open File Location. Highlight the location bar on the top. Right-click the location bar. Left-click Copy. Part 2, set PS1 file association. Go to the location of your PS1 file. Right-click the PS1 file, left-click Properties, find the part where it said opens with. Left-click the Change button on its right side, left-click the Browse button on the bottom right, highlight the location bar on the top, right-click the location bar, left-click Paste. Left-click the button with an arrow pointing right on the right side of the location bar, left-click PowerShell.x, left-click Open, go back to the Open with window, left-click OK on the bottom right, go back to the Properties window, left-click OK on the bottom right. Part 3, run /filename, PS1 from command prompt. Run this from command prompt, /filename, PS1. YP.
You can run the PowerShell script from the command prompt like this. You may need to change your execution policy to run PowerShell scripts.
Several users are facing this problem even with the accepted solution. You can run the PowerShell script from the command prompt like this PowerShell command and amp /filename.ps1. You may need to change your execution policy to run PowerShell scripts. PowerShell command set execution policy unrestricted. This should resolve the problem. If not, the problem is in the file extension type, not in the execution policy. As for PowerShell module deployment, difference between PS1 and PSM1 is: while the only difference between the two is the extension, it is far more cumbersome to develop directly with the PSM1 files as they cannot directly execute it. I copied the code and saved it in a new file with a PS1 extension and executed perfectly fine.
If you want to support the channel, please consider subscribing.